Hey guys, welcome back to my channel. In today's video, we're going to be making pallet Christmas trees. If you're looking to make a few extra dollars this Christmas season with projects with low-cost materials, this video is for you. Or maybe you just want to spice up the yard with some cute Christmas decor. Then you need to stay and watch this video. For this project, you're going to need an old pallet, a set of Christmas lights, some green paint, and a few tools. Everything that I use in today's video will be linked in the description below. To begin, I have my pallet flipped upside down. I am going to take my circular saw and rip the ends and only remove the nails on the middle because I don't need the ends. Now I'm going to use my crowbar and hammer and start removing these middle slats, and then I'll be ready to turn this around. Before you flip this pallet around, you want to make sure that you examine each end of your middle support. And you want to pick your best end to be the base for your Christmas tree. This side is going to be my base, so all I need to remove on this side is this bottom pallet board. Remove any nails for your circular saw. Okay, that one, just the head popped off. Now I'm just using my T-square to get the shape of my Christmas tree, angling from the top down to the bottom. And then I'm drawing my cut lines with my pencil. These ends here are what I use for the base of my Christmas tree, but I already had some cleaned up, so I did not use these. So if you plan on using these for your base, you will need to take out the rest of the pallet pieces at the beginning. For the pallets that have a wider spacing on the top, I actually use some of the boards that I remove off the back side and use it to fill it in on the front side. I'm just going to reinforce some of the boards with some nails. Now it's time to put on the base, get them painted, and then get the lights put on them. Now I'm just going to hit these with a little bit of sandpaper, and I'm just going to sand off anything that's loose and flaky. I'm not going to go too crazy. Before we get to the final step and put on the Christmas lights, let's first stop and talk about numbers, because I'm a numbers kind of girl. And you're probably wondering, how much does this project cost to make? First, let's talk about paint. I picked up this gallon of paint at Benjamin Moore and I paid $60. For 5 Christmas trees, I used about a half of a quart. So if you break that down, that brings my total costs for paint per tree to $1.50. If I was to use spray paint, which is what I used 2 years ago, I used about 1.5 cans per Christmas tree to paint these trees. I really like this Krylon Spanish moss color. I thought it was perfect, so I actually took the color to Benjamin Moore and I had them match the gallon. I needed a whole gallon of paint because I had a hunting shack that I needed to paint, so it was no big deal using a little bit of paint to paint these Christmas trees. And I saved a lot of money. I'm guessing that you could get away with 1 can for about $8. So getting the gallon size paint or even a quart size paint would save you a lot of money. Next up for costs, we have the painting of the base. I wanted to paint these brown just because, and I used about 1 can of spray paint to paint 5 bases. So if you break that down, for $8 per can against 5 Christmas trees, that brings you to about $1.60 per Christmas tree. Then our final cost would be our Christmas lights. These Christmas lights run about $2.50 at Walmart. I purchased these at 50% off after Christmas, so I'm in these for about $1.25. So if you add up the cost of green paint, brown paint, and the Christmas lights, I'm at a total of $4.35. Now you have to take into consideration that I used some extra nails, some screws to screw the base together, and also some staples to staple on the Christmas lights. So I think it's pretty generous to say the total of these Christmas trees was about $5.50. That would be my total cost to make these trees. And now time. How much time did I spend making these trees? I'm guessing I spent about an hour per Christmas tree. What am I gonna sell them for? That's what everybody's wondering and why you clicked on this video. How much can I sell these Christmas trees? Because we got the pallets for free. I'm gonna sell these Christmas trees for about $30. I don't have many Christmas trees or variety here, so I'm gonna sell them for $30. However, I have seen people on Marketplace selling these things for about $35 to $40. It probably depends on your area as well. I'm kind of in a remote area. I think $30 is going to be priced perfect. This project really got me thinking about the beginning of when I started this whole YouTube journey and my business journey. I started my business with $50 from a cleaning job that I had, and I also sold some junk off Marketplace to get me the business startup expenses that I needed. I remember praying and asking God, how could I make money from home? Because my girls were just getting bigger and I was bored. I just wanted to make money from my home so I didn't have to go out and get a job and hire a babysitter to watch my kids. So I was scrolling on Facebook Marketplace one day and I saw these really cute joy signs. And the O was a wreath. And I said, hey, I remember in Girl Scouts that I learned how to make wreaths. I'm like, I can make that. I just need my husband to show me how to use a scroll saw. Then I decided, hey, I can have a wreath stand and I could also make some pallet trees. So I used that $50 and I went out and I bought wreath supplies, stuff to make pallet trees, and also some stuff to make the joy signs. I used pallet material for the joy signs. I used pallets for my Christmas trees. And that's where my journey started. I set up my roadside stand and I sold the stuff on Marketplace and by flyers at my stand, and I made $500. And that's what gave me the business startup expenses that I needed to start my sign business, because we all know wood is expensive. Anyways, let's get to putting these lights on. I'm gonna start at the top. We want the female end to be on the top. And I'm going to staple this down. I get to the end, I'm going to neaten this up and staple them to the back. I'm also going to staple the extra lights right onto the back, so that way they have some extra light bulbs. Thanks for sticking around and watching this video. If you found value in this video, go ahead and give me a big thumbs up. Don't forget to hit that subscribe button to stay up to date on all my latest projects, tips, or to be inspired. You can also follow me on Facebook and Instagram. See you next time!